Mutiny Radio, this is the Balkan Volca. How may I direct your call? Okay, Occupy Portland, live. Are you ready to go on the air now?
What is Mutiny Radio? We are a collective club, if you will, of people who love radio. So if you tune in, you'll hear some music, you'll hear talk, you'll hear shows in different languages, Spanish, Greek.
Και θα συνεχίσω εδώ με τη συνέντευξη που έκανα τις προάλλες με τους αγανακτισμένους του Αγίου Φραγκίσκου.
We're doing it because it's a love of information and sharing, and that's what Mutiny Radio is about.
Right here within 20 blocks in any direction, you have just an amazing collection of food people and activists and musicians and filmmakers and photographers and entrepreneurs, and it's just this little melting pot of really creative, intensely driven, highly volatile people. And part of what we do it here, is show that to the world.
Mutiny Radio is so eclectic. There's something for everybody, and I've met people and I've learned about styles of music that I had no interest in before, and met artists that I had no idea existed. And up and coming artists need a platform to have their music heard, and it's not fair that you have to have a label, a booking agent, a manager to get radio play. And there's so much great music coming out of the Bay Area that it's really fun to showcase all those artists and have them come down here and play live sets in the cafe.
San Francisco has so much great natural resources of talent, of people with creative ideas that can come in and express themselves, while at the same time we do get big name, bands, musicians, acts that want to come in and be a part of it.
Peoples of San Francisco, this is Jane Wheatland and I'm at Mutiny Radio. Come on down. Let's have a hee-haw.
We are offering something unique that other radios don't have, which is a free voice, free opinions, free ideas, free everything. We are not censored in that regard, so you can come in and express yourself, and we open that up for other people to hear it and be heard.
San Francisco is one of the largest media markets in the country and the world too. So by being Mutiny Radio here, we're a voice for all those people who do not have millions of dollars to spend on a license to broadcast on a certain frequency.
Mutiny Radio is different from any other commercial or even community radio stations when it comes to Latino music, is that there's this big stereotype about, and even even when you listen to any community radio station or commercial station, there's this big drive to bring out major performers who are not at all what we as Latinos listen to, a lot of salsa, cumbia, or even rancheras, and most of us don't listen to that type of music. There's a lot of rock, jazz, punk, ska, metal being created and being performed all around us, and that type of underground music doesn't get the respect that it should, and it doesn't get the airtime that it should.
Cannabis Cuts is a news, music, and interview show that covers the cannabis movement here in Northern California. It really allows me to network and put out ideas that I otherwise wouldn't have a platform for. Legalization is such an important issue when it keeps so many people out of the college system and in jail, that I feel that the community work I do here greatly benefits the community.
Mutiny Radio is a space where underground hip-hop artists, local hip-hop artists can come spread a message that isn't heard by everybody, people that have something to say. I didn't know of a lot of radio stations that were covering underground hip-hop and local hip-hop, and I felt like that was something that really needed to be addressed.
We have a lot of local community groups, people from like the Harvey Milk Democratic Club and Young Workers United. We've had a bunch of elected officials. We had the public defender, a bunch of members of the Board of Supervisors and the Board of Education, and a lot of artists who are either directly or tangentially engaged in sort of political stuff. And radio has been a great way of reaching out to people and bringing people together to the station to talk about what's happening in the city.
I feel that when people come into the cafe and they see that there is this thing happening right in front of them, and all of a sudden when they sit down, they're not just listening to some other station that's far away, but they're experiencing on the spot people creating and sharing. It really invigorates a sense of humanity that I think is almost being lost a little bit. It's about connection, it's about communication.
Fortunately, one of the best things about us is this public space, and it's also the most expensive thing about Mutiny Radio. So that's really why we need support from our listeners. Being on the internet, being accessible to infinite amount of people, and what we specialize in is taking that power and giving it to the community and the public that surrounds us. Not only do we serve the community at large, but we, as our 40 some odd members, are our own little mini community.
I became connected with Mutiny Radio through Diamond Dave. A little over 3 years ago, he met me at a bus stop and said, "I have an open mic, you look like a poet." And I said, "Indeed, I am a poet." And then he had me come on the show, and then he let me read stories on the show, and then I became involved in this station, and it's become a family. And I've been able to open my circle of poets into a circle of comedians, into my circle of karaoke. So it's been this hub of creativity that's been really important.
And with the history and this time of great change, with the occupation movement, with with people realizing they're part of the 99% and the 1% that are pulling the strings everywhere, including commercial radio, commercial TV, the commercial media. It's time, in fact, I believe it's way over time, that we begin to reoccupy the airwaves.
Support Mutiny Radio with your money. Your money is your vote. We want to hear that you vote for us to continue doing what we're doing.
We want to be here for you, so please be there for us.
It's more important now than ever to keep this space going.
So you just come here, be here with us.
And donate often and frequently. And we need cash money.
Mutiny Radio is for you. Mutiny Radio is for the community. We are broadcasting for you, but we need your help to keep going. That's it.